I'm the baddest chick. I'm not a thick. I'm about my business. Chill with money clip.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spot Real Talk. My name is Tiara.
I'm Tiffany.
And Ron is out this time, but he missed a good one because we had a special guest on with us. We had Sydney Michell, who plays Lawanda in the hit series BMF. So this is a good one, guys. Tune in. Welcome, Sydney. We're glad to have you. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. I know you're busy, so it's a pleasure to have you.
Oh, of course. Thank you.
Yes, and we actually got a chance to meet you back at the season 1 premiere in Atlanta.
Oh, really?
Yes. And you were very, very pleasant. We enjoyed you.
Thank you.
Yes, Tiara has a picture with you.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Where were we at? Were we on the carpet or?
No, it was after the episode had premiered and they were kind of doing the let out. So we ran into each other.
Yeah, definitely. You guys were kind of basking in the success and excited because we were there, and Da Vinci was there, and Russell and yeah. So you guys were we were all kind of
right. I love
celebrating.
I'm glad y'all were there. I'm glad y'all were able to come.
Yeah, so BMF has been a big success. How are you enjoying everything?
It's been so much fun. I've been loving it. I've been having a good time.
Yes. So we got to get into your character, Lawanda, because you seem like you stirring up some stuff this season. You know, we were kind of debating early on about what you did with Miss Lucille, you know, kind of scheming behind Terry's back. And so I was like, well, do you think that has contributed to the rift that's between you guys now?
Yes, 1000%. I feel like season 1, he kind of was getting out, he kind of was out of the door. And I feel like me leaving with his child, and coming back and him finding out that we were in cahoots, I feel like that just kind of put the nail in the coffin, so I don't think that, well, I'm not going to say she doesn't have any hope, but I feel like it's looking bad right now.
Right.
It is.
And I was going to ask, because I said, I know, like, we're watching the show and we're seeing Terry posted up with Markeisha, and he's promising to take care of her and her boys, and he has a family at home. Right. We're like, wait a minute. I'm just wondering, like, I know Lawanda senses him pulling away, but is Terry leading her on? Is he being deceitful and telling her that there's still going to be a family, or is she just ignoring the signs?
Ooh, I think a little bit of both, because I feel like it is in front of her face, like he's not really interacting as much. They're not really even sleeping together at this point. I don't know if he said it in the episode, but I know at one point he's like, I barely even touched you. How are you pregnant? It's like, I feel like that's a telltale, he's not really interacting with her as much, but I do also feel like he has not directly said, hey, you need to go on with your life, you could be with my mom, but I don't want to do this anymore. It's like he kind of plays both sides too, so it's not all Lawanda. Right. I'm ready to slide from Lawanda because of that. Right.
Some people have been in our comments talking about that, and they're like, no, you can tell when a man is over and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, but he needs to communicate that to her if it is. I mean, the fact remains, he may not have been touching Lawanda that much or whatever, but she's pregnant now. So something was going on.
Y'all were touching at some point. Right. Right. Exactly. For sure. Yeah. Like I said, I think, the direct approach has not been had yet. So you can't call her completely delusional. It's like she needs to hear it first.
Right. Yes. He's going to take family photos.
Right. Yeah. You don't take photos. Right.
He's not delusional.
Right, exactly.
He is misleading. And I seen that, this one of the past recent episodes, you kind of have gone to your mom and she's like, don't be no fool now. And you have kind of started collecting items of his as well. And I was like, okay, so what's going on here with Lawanda and moms? Like, are they about to put some roots on Terry?
Right. No, that's so funny. That's all I've been seeing on social media is like, what are they doing? Are they doing voodoo? Is she setting them up? But yeah, she had to take it take it to the lady because she wasn't sure. So she's like, let me see what she has to say.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
And do you think that maybe you should have confronted Terry before you did that, or is that something we're gonna have to wait and see?
Ooh, I think, let's see. Should she have confronted him? I feel like personally, when she got the advice from her mom, I feel like she's kind of going on that end now. You know, she's taken advice from Lucille before. That hasn't really helped. Terry's not even really saying much. You know, when she's around him, it doesn't even seem like he's interacting much. So I feel like she's like, okay, I'm gonna take matters into my own hands really quick, you know? So I think she did what was best. I think she's like, let me try this, see what's going on, then confront him about it.
Okay. All right. And so, I know that you're also from Atlanta. So were you familiar with BMF prior to joining the cast? And what kind of sparked your interest about the series?
Yes, yes. So I was telling somebody earlier, BMF was like very popular when I was younger. You know, they had like the billboards in Atlanta, and like some of my family members would be like, oh, they came in the club, they shut it down, you know, all types of stuff. So it's like I've been hearing about it for a long, long time. So when I got the audition, I knew what it was. I had watched the documentaries, but you know, I didn't know like the depths to it until I started, you know, in the show, you know, seeing like the family members and like how deep it really is, you know, and their life story. But like I said, I'd heard about it. I knew about the drug cartel, all that stuff, but I feel like the show creates like more of a, you know, outlet for people to see the family and like the mother, the dad, like the sister and the baby mamas, all that stuff, you know, you get a look inside. So that's been really fun to like be a part of.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's so many like veteran actors.
Yeah.
We've interviewed with Russell Hornsby and Brianna McCole White, and then you
Right.
also had like Wood and Steve Harris, who are also vets. So have you gleaned any gems from them in this process?
Oh my God. I feel like they have, because, you know, when I started, I've been on shows before, but this is like my first major role, you know? So being on set around them, it's like a master class, you know, because you're watching the way they move. And there's so many little things that you don't realize as an actress, like just starting out, like, okay, like for this shot, let me save my emotion. And you know, they're like things that they were teaching me that I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't even realize. And especially McCole. McCole has been like my saving grace and in season 1, because I was newer and she kind of like took me under her wing and was like, you know, this is how things are. Let me show you, let me help you. And she like kind of dug some emotion out of me. So she's been amazing for me.
Oh, that's
So,
beautiful.
so it's a real life Lawanda Lucille situation.
I can see that because we interviewed her before and her energy was so beautiful.
Yes,
She's
yes,
lovely. And then, you know, both she and Russell are like acting powerhouses. Like
yes.
Mhm.
I was saying to him in our interview, I'm like, wow, watching the two of them is like watching an acting clinic. So
Right.
I can see how you guys would be, you know, soaking
Yes.
up all of that knowledge.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm
right.
wondering if you guys might not have more in common now that Charles has been stepping out too. Maybe y'all can bond over.
Right, right. We can relate a little bit even more now.
Yes. That one don't fall too far from the tree, huh?
Right, exactly. All of them.
Right. I was wondering, I know that you're a dancer and a model, and I was wondering what drew you to the role of Lawanda?
Ooh, so I feel like her main basis is just like her being a loyal, very, you know, ride or die woman. And, you know, I feel like that was what I could relate to the most when, you know, reading the character, because I find myself being kind of the same way. I'm very like kind of laid back, go with the flow. Like I'm very loyal to my family members. So sometimes it can be taken as like naive. And, you know, so when I read the character, I was really like, okay, I can actually relate to this a lot more than I should, you know? So you know, obviously I'm not a mom, and, you know, I don't have a drug dealing boyfriend, but I could relate to other things, you know, like I said, her characteristics and everything. So it really like drew me into, oh wow, I really want to like play her and be able to like kind of go the different levels she goes.
Mm. Yeah, I think Lawanda even kind of mentioned this past episode to Terry that, she would be willing to hold him down now that he has made his decision to stick to the drug business. So I was wondering if Lawanda was sincere in that, or was that just a tactic to try to, you know, hold on to the relationship?
Right. Ooh, I think at this point she's like, since she feels him slipping away, she's kind of like, all right, what do you want me to do? You know, like, I don't think she wants to be in this whole drug game because she wants, you know, safety for her child and him, you know, but I do feel like she's kind of like, okay, somebody's gonna get him at this point. So let me just, come on, what you want to do?
Well, yeah.
Right.
But you know, Terry did almost feed your baby some drug-filled formula.
Right. That's so sad. I'm like, I have a reason at this point. Lawanda has a reason to be like, let's leave that alone.
Yeah,
I know. And you know, we have a segment on our show called Who Can Get the Hands? We put Terry on the hands list behind the treatment of Lawanda. We did, because we're like, wait a minute, the baby almost ate you know, the drugs for the formula and stuff. And then I was wondering about Lawanda. Do you think, because we saw this episode and we know that Brian and them are on the case and they took pictures and everything of him with Markeisha, do you think that Lawanda would ever snitch or roll on Terry?
Ooh, so things are gonna get tricky in these next couple episodes. I don't want to give away too much, but I do feel like she's like in this dilemma because she has that like loyalty in her heart, you know, and she's so close with the family. But then at the same time, it's like, you're not being loyal to me, you know? So it's like, so she's gonna go through some emotions, and it's gonna get tricky.
Yeah, I imagine. I can only imagine this.
Right.
well, it sounds like we got a lot to look forward to.
Yes,
So,
for sure.
And I know you are short on time today. You know, I think you guys have started filming season 3.
Yes, we're about to start. We're prepping right now.
Okay, awesome. Well, you have been doing a phenomenal job. We enjoy watching you on screen, and we are rooting for Lawanda.
Yes, Team Lawanda.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No, thank you, ladies. Thank you.
Well, thank you for joining us, and have a good weekend.
Of course.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
And you're welcome back anytime you want.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you hopefully in the future. So continue to keep up the great work.
Thank you. You guys too.
I'm the baddest chick. I'm not a stick. I'm about my business. Show a money clip.